I should go down in history with Sigmund Freud and Jesus.
We're here to alleviate that.
You can't take life so goddamn seriously, honey.
Oh no, it's the beginning of the end, man.
Say what you want, do what you want, be what you want.
And it's always the same.
I mean, rock and roll is ridiculous.
Have a good show. You had a good show.
We've sold 45 million records. It's a lot more than Guns N' Roses or Metallica or Def Leppard or Motley Crue or Aerosmith. I can name 10 more.
We gotta hold on to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we're making or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please give a Toronto welcome to Bon Jovi. Here they are in our studios.
Hey, what's happening? How you doing, Canada? Canada, what it is. Where's that tape? Where's that tape? Where is it? God damn it. It's not nowhere.
We had a problem. We moved the offices yesterday. We had the tape.
Come on, man. Where's the tape?
We had this tape. I swear to God. We even showed it last week. Some girl left me.
Show. Look, it's my favorite band.
Oh, nice work.
Cute kid, huh? Look at that.
If we can find this, we must be able to find a tape.
Where's the video?
Where?
We will have to sing for you. Aha!
This is it?
This is it! Thank you! Thank you! Put that sucker on!
Drink.
Did you used to sing in the shower, or when did you realize you had some kind of musical inclination?
Nobody else wanted to sing in the bands when I was a kid, so I got forced into doing it.
When you were a kid? When did you start?
Oh, God, 13, 14, you know.
What were you like in high school? Were you...
I wore sunglasses in high school. Everywhere I went, I was...
You weren't a nerd? Were you a nerd?
No, I didn't pay attention. I would come in from playing the clubs. I'm 23, so when I was 18 and sitting on the porch with those guys in Asbury, I was still in high school. I played the clubs till 3 in the morning, go to high school at 8 in the morning and stay there till noon and then go to bed and then play the clubs.
I was the last guy to join the band, and I came in from Chicago, and Alec had called me up and said, "Oh, I'm playing with this new band, you know, and John Bon Jovi and the Wild Ones, I think it was called at that point, and yeah, I'm playing with Tico from Frankie and the Knockouts, and you know, Alec and I had played together, and this great keyboard player Dave Bryant and John, of course, come down and see the band." So I said, "Yeah, sure." You know, I came down and I saw him. I walked up after the show and I said, "We should get together, you know. We should be playing together, you know." John kind of laughed a little bit. And later on, these guys said, "Yeah, come on down," you know, and then they hired me in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You know. The rest is history.
He walked in and says, "I'm your new guitar player."
That's what I did. I was very cocky. I walked in and said, "I'm the guy."
Ladies and gentlemen, John Bon Jovi. And...
Hi, camera.
Tell us about your tape and then put it in.
Oh, yeah. This is the first video off our brand new Mercury album. This is called Runaway.
night, all your best friends, your daddy gonna talk to you.
I think the video is a good thing, you know, if you have a good video. And unfortunately, being a new band, you're usually at the mercy of some director who decides to decipher your song the way he wants to. And, you know, we learned that a few times. Finally, the In and Out of Love video, our fourth one, we've got a handle on what it's about now, you know? Okay, the first one was we had nothing to do with. We showed up for one of the 3 days of filming. The second one, we were between San Francisco and Vancouver on our way to Canada. We showed up at that one, filmed it, and kept going. The third one, first out on this second album here, we had a lot to do with, but technically didn't know how to make videos. And we're talked out of two important points that now we knew. The fourth one, we grabbed the director by the throat and said, "Now, we know how to make videos." And you aren't getting paid until, you know. So it finally came out, you know, we went to the Jersey Shore, we used our friends, we came up with our own skits. You know, it's really us instead of some guy's idea of what we should be. 7800, again, you know, because the first record you go in, make a record, and throw it up in the air and see which way it's going to fly. You know, I don't think anybody really has an idea of what they are at their first album. The second album, we had just left Paris as our, you know, our last show, and it was 9 months on the road, and then it was 16 days later we were rehearsing for the next record. And it was just like, oh, let's go write some more songs quick because people have heard of us. Let's get another album in their face right away. And instead of taking our time and thinking it out and letting the songs really breathe, we really, really rushed.
You seem to be a little tense about the public pressure suddenly, as if now that you've got the second record out and you're obviously making it big in America, you know, if it's suddenly becoming difficult for you, if you have to hide a little more than you used to.
Oh yes, we definitely do. There's definitely,
you know?
Not that we have to hide or anything like that, it's just that, you know, like any human being, you like your privacy at certain times. After, you know, we're a band that really likes to get close to the audience and stuff like that, but then there comes a point where you just have to say, hey, you know, I like a cup of tea in my room by myself for once. Rock and roll to me is, you know, in my small, humbled opinion, is entertainment. That's all. I'll leave that up to Little Steven and you two and, you know, and those kind of bands. To me, you know, I want our shows to be nothing more than a chance to go out and lock the door. When you come into that arena or into that stadium, that's it. You know, there's no more wars and countries and politics and vote for me and don't vote for this. Because it's, this is just supposed to be a smile and a little bit of sweat.
It's all the same. Only the name
because when he was coming into Jersey and he would leave, he would literally come in, hear the tapes, and then leave. And it was like, okay, you know, what's this guy's story? And I liked him, but yet I didn't understand it. And then we hired him, and then he was down in Jersey, and he came in, and I was used to working with Lance, and I says, okay, what's the changes? What do you want to change? What don't you like? He goes, I love it. I wouldn't change nothing. And I was a little weary of that. And finally one day I confronted him, just me and him in my car, and I says, look, I says, I could produce this record by myself. I says, you know, you better like do something around here. And at first he was like pretty quiet, and Bruce was like a black belt in karate, you know what I mean? And then you start seeing the steam come up and his head started nodding, and then just about when he was gonna go like this, he realized that, you know, he didn't say nothing. And what he was doing the whole time was learning about me and about the band and saying, this is Bon Jovi, how do I make a Bon Jovi record? Instead of coming in and saying, do this, do this, do this, and making it a Bruce Fairbairn record. So in essence, the magic that what happened here was, for the first time, we became ourselves, you know, just ourselves, without, you know, being afraid to record what we wrote.
Paul Stanley of Kiss was a fan of Desmond Child and Rouge, so he asked me to kick around some ideas with him, and the first song we co-wrote together was I Was Made for Loving You, which was their biggest hit. And so I basically figured out that that was a way I could earn a living when the chips were down. And later on we wrote a song called Heaven's on Fire.
Yeah, that was great too.
John Bon Jovi loved that song, and Bon Jovi was touring in Europe opening for Kiss after their second album. And so when they got back, he called me, and I went over there and we wrote You Give Love a Bad Name the very first day. And so that song went to #1, and Living on a Prayer hit #1, and so kind of opened up a whole new area of music on Top 40 radio for metal bands.
How important is it to you to understand how the business works itself?
Some people tell me I take it too seriously, and other people say I don't know why you get involved in it. But I enjoy that end of it. You know, I like knowing what we do for a living instead of waking up one day and having them tell me it's all over. And by the way, you know, you owe the government $9,000. You know, you wake up and go, quote-unquote rock and roll. We couldn't be categorized so easily because we weren't heavy metal and we weren't pop. So it was like, well, where do we put these guys? They're heavier than a Journey, but they're not as heavy as, you know, those
we wouldn't settle.
Metallicas or that kind of thing. You know, so we were always just...
It's an impossible way to add you in here.
It was tough, you know, and then with a name like Bon Jovi, nobody knew if we were the Thompson Twins or Van Halen. You know, it was like, where is this band, you know? So it wasn't an easy thing for a record company to market. It was something that they had to say, let the music do the talking, or let the band tour and see what it's about.
Welcome to Toronto. Good to have you back. Welcome. Welcome. How you doing, man? Good. Welcome. Well, we've met Bon Jovi fans from coast to coast. Here we are outside the streets in Toronto, welcoming Bon Jovi to Much Music. Come on upstairs. Let's have a barbecue.
basking in the sunlight of the rooftop barbecue with John Bon Jovi. Welcome, John.
Thank you. Thanks. Good to be here.
It's been 4 years since you were here in Toronto?
Yeah. The El Macombo last time.
Yeah? How did Vancouver go?
Vancouver's our home away from home.
We had a couple of Italian friends down here who were wondering if you would say a couple words in Italian to the fans across the country.
Bon Jovi.
Did you invite them?
Oh, yeah, these are all my friends down there.
Ah, very good.
It's my mom and my sister and my sister and my sister and my sister and my brother.
They're sort of, God, we've created a monster out there. I have to live in seclusion for the rest of my life.
There's always bigger, people that have it a lot worse than you do, But this is what we bargained for, and this is what you learn to live with.
I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted, dead or alive. Wanted, dead or
We don't make album covers that are pretty, we don't make videos that are pretty. Our videos, Wanted is about as true to life as you can get. The camera even was handheld, and it was honest to God no bigger than, this. And it belonged to this director's father. Well, anytime he'd walk around, he could be filming and you didn't even know it. Because it was just in his hand, he'd be talking to you, and here you are in film, and you didn't know.
I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted, dead or alive. Wanted, dead or alive.
I don't think that we'll be gone next year. I think that Rich and I, as songwriters, have really locked into where to take it next year. I think that we've just come of age as writers, I want to stay out on the road and finish this tour up and sort of try to make sure that we're doing the job that we were doing 6 months ago or 10 months ago, energy-wise and muscle-wise, We knocked around the first album, we played here in Toronto at the El Macombo, and then you come back through opening for Scorpions, and the Fahrenheit album got a little bit better, and then the Slippery album, all of a sudden everybody's decided that we're the new big band. Zoom, Slippery album sells 14 million copies. Well, now we're really thrown into a predicament, because we were just like the turtle, pounding along, making headway, getting a little better every year. Third album comes out, explodes. Fourth album comes out and has to do better. So we're there now, right? Tough.
You're playing for your fans, people who bought the album, I would assume. But in the days when you were opening for other bands, when you were playing in front of an audience that wasn't yours, you must have been killer.
We were wilder then. We were definitely nobody's dream. We were nightmares as an opening act. What we've done is, if you left a ladder hanging down, I'd climb it. If there was a way into the audience, I would be in there. And that was the way that, we used to always get that underdog attitude, we don't need nothing. We'll win it anyhow. And that was very important, very important. Now in this sort of a situation, you got to make sure that you're not the guy looking up the hill at that pinnacle. You're the guy that's watching the 100 guys chasing you, you know?
And they're coming after you.
Come on. Let's go.
Challenge yourself now, creatively.
You set goals that are just out of reach, but they are obtainable at the end of the day, you know, and that's all I've ever done. I never set the moon, you know, I never wrote the 100 million on the mirror. I never do things that aren't realistic. So the two goals that I had this year, one was to sell out Giant Stadium, which we did in a couple of hours, which was really, really a great feeling. And the other one is for this album to outsell Slippery, which it's doing real well. It's well over 5 million in the States now, so you know we're looking for it to hit 8 in the States, 8.3 to be exact, and then that'll have beat it for the time period, you know, and 13 worldwide. So we're at around 9 worldwide, and it's going just fine.
Videos now. You pretty well do a video for every single.
Yeah, we're doing one for Lay Your Hands on Me right now. I hope it'll be done in the next week. We're just waiting on different edits. It is live. It's just really selling the show. You know, just saying that this is a great show. See it. Well, we've really stuck to a live attitude, you know. I mean, with Bad Medicine, with the start of the album, we decided, yeah, let's give the cameras to the kids. You know, it's like the people's band. Let's let the people film it. Born to Be My Baby was the director's idea of taking it into the studio like that. And when he actually was stopping tape and all, I loved it. I thought it was really creative. I remember the record company telling me that it's a good video, but the sound is very weird, isn't it? I says, oh God, you know. They don't get it. And then I'll Be There For You was just like the disaster of disasters. It's like the 4th time it was shot in its entirety. But finally it got out, and for what it's worth, it did well. This one is coming together, and I think it's going to be just a great live video. It's hard for me to want to be involved in concepts because we had been burned so many times previously, you know, and by directors that just didn't have a clue. So I'd rather stick with Wayne, who I know has proven to me that he'll do what we ask him to do.
This is not an award so much for us as it is for this man. This is for Wayne Isham, who's directed all our videos for the last 5-6 years. It's the Wayne Isham Award.
He represents the bands that everybody's in the garages and they're playing. I represent the fan that's out there because I always had the worst seats. I was up there by the pole, and I go, man, if I could only get on stage, if I could only get on stage, if I could only get up close.
I've always been very proud of the live stuff I do because I believe first and foremost that it's music video, and music is the first and foremost thing. And you know, bands, that was the first thing I said to John and Bon Jovi. I said, like, so what's the idea? You know, he's like very antagonistic. He did not want me to do it. I was like, you know, who's Wayne? Who's that guy? You know, so what are we doing? You know, what idea? What's your concept? I said, you guys perform. I film you. All right. I said, what? I said, you're not actors. Well, you're not an actor. Get it through your head. You're not an actor. You're a musician. And if you're a musician, then let's see that shine through. Let's see that shine through the pictures. And that was cool. I dug that. And he got into it. He realized then, because he had done a couple acting ones before that, they didn't go anywhere. He said, you're right. You're right. So it was a good thing.
When these artists, say Cher for example, when somebody like Cher says, okay, I want to work with John Bon Jovi or Bon Jovi, what do you think they're looking for from you?
Probably living on a prayer, to be honest. You know, they'd like me to write them a #1 song that's going to stick there for a month or two.
What is it that originally drove you, and what still drives you? Was there something happened in your life? Because you are a driven person. You have to be.
I enjoy this so much.
Yeah, but you have a need to prove yourself.
Yeah, every day I do.
Every day.
Every day.
So what is it that, where did you get that? Did something happen in your life where you fed that from?
Probably a little of both, you know? I mean, I never seemed to be, as a kid, if I was on the baseball team, I barely made the baseball team. You know, if I was running the mile, I pooped out before the end of it. There was something in your life that's got to drive you to go that extra mile. This was it, you know? So when my back was against the wall and I thought to myself, are you going to fail at this or are you going to make it? So I'm going to make it. I'm going to do more than make it. And this was what drove me. And, you know, there's got to be one thing in everyone's life that keeps them going. And it's this. I think that from where we stand now, our audience is growing up with us. And I hope to say that, yes, I'm going to write more mature songs that they're going to continue to grow up with us, because I can't write about the prom anymore. I can't, you know, I can't do that. I've been out of high school 10 years, you know, I got to write something else. But that was great when I wrote it, you know, 3-4 years ago. It was still fine. Well, you know, I know that I can't be 30 and writing about high school, you know, and I'm not planning on it. I'll write about grammar school next time. The regression of John Bon Jovi.
Look at other artists' careers in terms of how yours is going and look for maybe direction?
Oh, no, you can't gauge things, especially by your peers. I think if you do that, you're always catching up to somebody. I'd rather think that we're leading the way at this point.
Whatever comes our way.
I love being on the road, yeah. No, I love it, and especially feeling just great. We're about 110 shows into the tour, and I feel like it's the first week. I feel great. So, you know, knock on wood, it's been the most fun I've ever had on the road, this tour.
Traditionally, are there ever any rules? But in other people's careers, by the fourth record, this is the time when people start getting itchy. They start going, well, I think, you know, maybe I should do a solo record. I don't know. Maybe like this band isn't like everything it can be for my musical sort of creativity. I mean, is any of that going on?
No, because it's not a democracy. I've often thought of killing all other members of the band. No, we, I don't know. I think that if anything, if Richie and I are growing as writers and he wants to go a little left and I want to go right, it's exciting because I'm willing today to go left and then he'll be willing tomorrow to go right. And we'll learn from each other and get better in those aspects of it. I don't think there's an ego situation in the two of our songwritings. It's that, that he's going to want to do a solo album or that I'm going to want to just write it all myself. You know, that, so I don't anticipate a problem, at least through album number 4, you know, there hasn't been a problem.
4 years ago, in Wanted Dead or Alive, you sang about being a cowboy on a steel horse. Is there a connection between rock and roll and the Old West, you think?
Oh, I think so, very much so. Typically, what we do as a band is, this is going to sound, but it's true. You ride into a town, you take the money, meet the women, drink their alcohol, and get out before the law realizes what you've just done. And I've made a career of this.
Wake up in the morning and I raise my weary hair. Got an old coat for a pillow, and the earth was last night's bed. I don't know where I'm going, only God knows where I've been. I'm a devil on the run, a six-gun lover, a candle in the wind.
Emilio Estevez, who's the star of the show here, I met him out here in California, and he told me that they were doing a Young Guns 2 and that they wanted to use the song Wanted Dead or Alive. Of course, I was very flattered, and when he told me that John Fusco, who wrote the movie, was inspired to write whenever he listened to my song, I was really flattered because I liked the first Young Guns so much. But with that, I went off and continued touring and realized that lyrically, the song didn't fit their movie, and that I could write something lyrically that worked better. And I went to the set once our tour was over with my acoustic and my notebook, and I says, I've written this song called Blaze of Glory, why don't you put this in the same spot? And they all said, yeah, we love it. And then I walked out of the room figuring, sure, they hated it, you know, but they really did like it, so here we are. We never walked out of a room and said, oh yeah, I quit, oh yeah, you're fired. It was never like that. It was just after that last show. For instance, we played Guadalajara, this big stadium, 55,000 people, twice in the same day. Did a matinee for 55,000 people, pulled them out, pulled another 55 in. and had to play 2 shows because of the security in Mexico. And after those 2 shows, where you think we would have been maybe on top of the world, or said, boy, we made it, we lived through the tour, everybody just sort of like in a daze got into the van, went back to the hotel, packed their bags, and caught a flight to destinations unknown the next morning. No one said goodbye, no one said, you know, hey, go to hell. Everybody just disappeared.
Hey, Mr. Know-it-all, what do you recommend? You're thinking all the answers, but the questions are the end. Young hearts, better hold on. Beyond the innocence, your youth is gone. Look in your mirror, got nothing to lose. Don't waste your time away thinking about yesterday.
When you're in a group situation, it's a total different thing. It's like 5 of us putting all the ingredients into this musical soup, you know, and churning it up, and then it becomes Bon Jovi. Where now, with my record, you know, I think every artist has a desire to paint the picture himself, so to speak, and it was important for me to do it.
Got no place to go. My desire, but you can't hear a sound. Midnight rain is coming down. I'm just a stranger in this town.
Does this mean Bon Jovi is no longer?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think that it was something that was a necessity. It was a very healthy break. You know, for 10 years, we were in such close quarters, especially the last 5 years of the band's existence, 4 years of the band's existence. We wrote and recorded Slippery. Then there was a 16-and-a-half-month tour. Right after that, we took a few weeks off. We wrote the New Jersey record, went into the studio, and toured again for 16-and-a-half months. So it's like, for those 4 years, artistically, we kind of just played 20 songs. I had a chance to define Richie Sambora, the artist, after 30 million records, and I try to define it in a way of musical diversity.
Do you see the hiatus ending?
I hope so.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the rumor mill, you know, has stated more than once that the band is over. But I don't anticipate that. You know, I think that next year we'll get it back together.
Really need a miracle, 'cause it's all on the line, and I won't let you down. I won't let you down. The river of your hope is flooded, and I know the thing is busted. If you need me, I'll come running. I won't let you down.
We did need the break from each other. We didn't even realize we needed the break from it, or why we needed the break from each other, until like October of last year, November, when we started to get together again and talk about so-and-so said this and why'd you say that, and you go, I never said that, you know, I read it in the magazine. When we realized so many things happened because of the machine, you know, all the parts of the machine, quote unquote, we realized that what we set out to do when we got together in 82, 83 was that it was just the 5 of us and there wasn't a machine around it, and we just in essence threw out the bathwater, kept the baby, you know what I mean, that old keep the baby with the bathwater routine, and realized that what mattered here was the band, and we threw all that stuff away, put it in the trash bin.
We're gonna go back to the drawing board, you know. It's gonna be very interesting, you know, because John has done some different stuff, and I've done some different stuff, and that's what I think it's going to be a very healthy situation.
towards the end of the solo albums, we've been writing. It's been a year, a solid year of writing, getting ready for the record. And then Bob Rock, who produced the record, we took a good 6 months to record it. So it's been a long process getting to here.
Tell me, baby, when I hurt you, do you keep it all inside? Do you tell me all is forgiven? Just hide behind your pride. Yeah, everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody. Please don't leave me. Well, it's hard to be strong when there's no one to dream on. Hey, how you gonna live through the rain? Lord, we gotta keep the faith.
For the two previous albums, you had the same producer in the same studio. You got the same studio, but you've got a new producer in Bob Rock.
Yeah, Bob was our engineer on the previous two band albums, and has moved up the ranks to fill in the producer's shoes. It was a tough choice to make because Bruce, of course, having produced Slippery When Wet in New Jersey, they didn't do too bad, you know, for him.
record.
And it was a really hard decision to ultimately make, but with scheduling, and it ends up in hindsight that it was a great idea because with his being in the studio with Aerosmith starting in January and it's now August and they're still in the studio, we would have had to wait till next year. And we felt real comfortable going with Bob, and you know, of course, it was with Bruce's blessings and what have you. It's all really, it's the same team, though it's not, you know what I mean? It's still the same guy. Bob was there.
What would you say is different about your sound in the 90s?
It's louder.
It is louder.
Come on.
Yeah, Bob is a psychopath.
You turn up the knob.
What can I say is different about it? Well, I don't know that I can say it's X, Y, or Z. I just know that there is a difference, and like every other album in the past, it truly summed up who we were at that given moment in time. And this one is a little more introspective. I think maybe lyrically I'm bearing more of my soul and admitting to it than I ever had in the past. I think musically, of course, everyone has gotten better, and the way we got better was to go away from each other for that 2.5 years and go to 5 different schools and bring back 5 pots of information instead of all of us going to somewhere and bringing back the same, you know, information on a yearly basis, which is really what happened in the past.
Would you lie for it, cry for it, die for it? Would you believe? With every breath that I breathe, you and me, you turn a whisper to a scream.
Haircut? No, I just, I think it's compounded. It has a lot to do with a lot of things, but I just more or less decided it was just a bother already, you know. I've had long hair since I can remember, and just decided enough already, you know, and cut it off.
Wild in the street.
this record, maybe for the first time, I'm not hiding behind anything or anyone. I'm going, look, here it is. I've turned 30 since, you know, you guys have seen me. I've gotten married. I've learned to deal with success and the good and the bad that go with that. Where the band was and the machine that was eating at the band, you know, and the disillusionment and waking up in all of this. So a lot of things have played on my head. If I, for the first time, looked back and saw the New Jersey album cover, and on the back of it was a picture of the 5 of us. I had this long trench coat on that more or less covered my whole body. I had my hair longer than it had ever been. I had my back to the camera, and the record company had to force me to even give them a profile, because if it was up to me, I would have looked like Cousin It in the picture, just let you see the back with the patch on it. And realized that what in essence I was doing was hiding. You know, the last thing I wanted to do was be me anymore. There's been a lot of change, yeah, there has been. Let's just say that we'll remember this tour. It's only right now that the songs are done that I can step back and go, yeah, I get it. When the first 2 albums came out, we were on this nice little steady incline, you know, things were going, putting along. When Slippery came, this thing shot like a rocket, way beyond anyone's expectations. And on the heels, literally on the heels of that record, we put out New Jersey. 1 year to the day, the end of the Slippery tour, we were on the New Jersey tour. So needless to say, at the end of 237 shows on the New Jersey tour, we were completely burned. I mean, the baby doesn't come to any shows, but they're in the hotels. And they travel with us. At this point, you know, I'd like to enjoy the idea that I've got a daughter, and I like to play with her. You know, I want her to know who I am when I come home, you know. So she's a road baby.
For the next 2, maybe 2.5 hours, depending on how crazy you get. You can think of this as one big old aerobics course, because I'm going to work your asses out better than you ever had it before, baby. I feel dirty tonight. Chico, help me out. Shout to the Lord, you know to me,
If anything that this band has been based upon, it's that rapport that we have with people. I think that Keep the Faith is a very important statement to make, because if we all go through life right now in the 90s with blinders on, and you take that very 80s attitude of make money, churn the dollar, I need to just worry about me and get in my car by myself and not worry about carpooling and not worry about the ozone layer and pollution in the world and this and that, and I got to make the almighty buck, there ain't going to be nothing left for your kids and your grandkids and this and that, and we as a society are going to kill ourselves. So Keep the Faith, in essence, is saying you have 2 choices. One is do something, do anything, and if you take the attitude, I can't do something, I'm not on TV, I'm not a politician, I'm not, think of something minute. Wake up on the right side of the bed. Just maybe start the day off with a little smile, and you smile at somebody who's going to take that to the next person they meet, to the next person they meet. That small can trigger a chain reaction.
Or the second choice is let's all just press the button and check out. Option 2 really sucks, you know?
Every night we fall away. It's hard with the world in your face. Trying to hold on, trying to hold on. Now you're gonna live through the rain. Lord, you gotta keep the faith. Don't you let your love turn to hate. Right now we gotta keep the faith. Trying to hold on, trying to hold on. Everybody keep the faith.
We love you! We love the Queen! Cut!